laps on their tires. They hit pit road, and as Darrell anticipated, it looks like that Kevin Harvick is going to be leading this race. We need to explain how this can happen. Yeah, he hit pit road right before Denny Hamlin hit the wall. Pit road's open under green. Heads up by Todd Berry, the crew chief, Billy O'Day, the spotter. They knew where the leaders were. They went ahead and came down pit road at 55 miles per hour, completed a stop, and he beat off pit road. He beat the leader, which was Jeff Gordon, so he stays out now under caution, so he's leading the race.
The reason Harvick pitted in the first place is he was pushing out a lot of water, overheating, just as Matt Kenseth was.
He was close enough to the leaders, pitting under green with the caution coming out after he hit pit road. He did not go down a lap.
You can see the water, the steam coming out of the overflow right there at the base of the windshield. Apparently they don't think it's a problem have to come back in and put water in it. I think Kenseth did have to do that, though.
And there we're getting a report. It was a windshield tear off that was on the grill of that 29.
Steve?
Mike, it was in fact a windshield tear off, and they made sure they got everything off the grill. They wanted to make sure there was no other trash. But as Larry Mack documented, good break for Kevin Harvick.
And Darrell, you and I were talking at break. It seems like here at this racetrack, in its sister track, Michigan, especially when the wind's blowing into the beginning of a race, and I think it may be because the straightaway has banking. I'm not sure, but we end up with debris on these grills of these cars.
There's no grandstands in the corners. So the wind can come right across the fence down there, blow stuff right out onto the racetrack or right across the racetrack. If the grandstand went on around, we probably wouldn't have that problem.
And you saw from those flags, it's a stiff wind from west to east here as we get ready for the restart after the first caution of the day for Denny Hamlin's Toyota, cutting down a tire and hitting the wall. So the light is out on top of the safety car. It looks like we're getting ready for our Claritin Clear to Drive restart. Live Claritin Clear indoors and out.
Just real quickly on the 11 car, there's a good chance that that car's not hurt that badly. We saw cars wreck at Daytona, minor repair, and right back in the race.
NASCAR is moving Kevin Harvick to the tail end of the line. They have judged that the caution was out when he came down pit road. Then pit road would have been closed, and that he pitted too soon before pit road was open.
It still is a break because he would have went a lap down for sure had that caution not come out. So the penalty tail in the longest line as we're going back racing.
A little bit concerned, though, that they told him about it coming to get the green. Looked like he should have been called on that one before they come to get the green.
If you've wondered if Jeff Gordon is still the hard charger of old, that restart should erase all doubts. He just shot past Jimmy Johnson, his teammate, and back into the lead.
You know, one of the things that I picked up on in some of the interviews we did from Denny Hamlin talking about the Toyota engine, apparently some of that valve train problems they were having at Daytona carried over to the unrestricted engine, and they've had to back way
Trouble turn
off.
2. Casey Mears. Ooh, gets tagged
and nowhere
hard.
for Dale Earnhardt Jr. to go in that 88 car.
2 more cars hard in the wall behind them. One is Hornish.
Someone has run underneath the 5 car, it looks
The
like.
other's Reed Sorensen, and Mears ends up on his roof.
Sam Hornish in the 77, because I knew the car just picked up off the ground all of a sudden.
You couldn't even see Hornish from our angle.
Dale Jr. okay after running into his Hendrick Chevy teammate.
Boy, there's a fire over there, guys. boys need to get out of those things. And I'm really worried. Here comes Casey Good.
Sam Hornish moving around in his car. Very quick work by the Auto Club Speedway rescue officials and NASCAR officials.
What I'm worried about is this car driver's side over here that he was pinned in underneath there.
Sam Hornish has walked away from his car.
Actually, I'm looking at it upside down.
And here comes Casey.
I saw him put the window net down.
Casey's climbing out under his own power.
But you're right, Mike. What a great job by the safety workers, how quick they got there.
That was bizarre.
It was
Sitting there looking at that car, and all of a sudden it just started going up in the air and turned over.
Oops. That was about the third hit that put him over on his lid. Alan Gustafson, Casey's crew chief. The red flag is out. They will stop this race. And Casey motions everybody away so he can hop down on his own. He is okay. But watch the 5 car come into view on the upper right of your screen beneath the Auto Club sign.
It's up high and he just loses it there. Comes down right.
Just clipped Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Got turned him around. But now this is when it really is bizarre. Watch this.
Hornish already had damage and the hood was up so high he couldn't see out of the windshield, I don't think.
Now watch Junior in the 88 come into this. Get clipped, knocking the right side sheet metal off and banging the left side. Now all drivers involved are okay.
Still inside the 12 there. Stay low, stay low. We're in it there. You got the right side door from the rear tire back.
Now we saw from the snail's trail on the track that Hornish's car wouldn't stop or steer as he got underneath mirrors. It was dropping a lot of fluid and ended up just tumbling him over.
Yeah. That is bizarre.
You could see how high the hood was already buckled up on Sam Hornish's car. Mears was just sitting there, almost sitting still.
Look at all that fluid there, Larry. Hornish was pretty much a passenger by then.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure he could have done anything about it anyway. He probably lost brakes by then, and he couldn't see where he was going, and he was probably as shocked as Casey was when he ran into him.
So Reed Sorensen and Sam Hornish, who both had great drives in the Daytona 500 last week, appear to be out of this one early, along with Casey Mears, and a lot of damage on Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car, which is in the garage. And Junior has left the building, at least temporarily.
And you know, listening to his interview before the race, it just sounded like he wasn't real sure what he had with his race car today. And of course, he was just a victim here.
A hard crash kicked off by Casey Mears has put us under the red flag in Fontana.